So can you guys all see my screen? If you can see, then just let me know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
so
can see
my
your
Yes.
name is
screen.
Dr. Wankwacha Rogers. I'm a research professor with Kangwon National University in South Korea, and I'm very excited to share or talk about how we can achieve scholarships or apply for them in Korea. This is something I've been doing for a long time because personally, I did all my studies through scholarships. So I call myself a multi-scholarship winner because I've gotten lots of scholarships studying on them. And for Korea, in the case of Korea, first of all, I'd like to thank Dr. Ulabi for his presentation. It's really amazing. Um, I mean, he made it very easy for me to talk about Korea because the first thing first is that Korea is not an English-speaking country, right? And this is one thing that makes lots of people feel a little bit very reluctant to apply for scholarships in Korea, whereas there are lots of them. There are so many scholarships in Korea. They could have Korea could be one of the countries where you can have the easiest way to apply for a scholarship and you get it. And the same way, it could still be one of the countries whereby you find it very difficult to, applying for a scholarship if you do not know how to go about it. So first, before this webinar started, the first speaker, Engineer Muri, he did mention about his, I remember him talking about a case whereby he's been applying for scholarships for a long period of time just because he knew or had information about it and with just an email that changed everything. So for my presentation, I'll show you how to do it. First of all, before I tell you how you can get scholarships in Korea, I would like to first of all let you know the kind of scholarships in Korea. There are so many of them, like lots of scholarships in Korea, and it is not all scholarships you can accept. You can accept some and some you cannot accept it. So for the fully funded scholarships, first of all, you have the government scholarships, which are fully
Uh,
funded. Those ones are really good. So if you're awarded one of them, you should go for it without even thinking about it. There are some which are partial, which in some cases, by partial here, I mean your whole tuition can be paid for, but in not all cases I'll advise anybody to accept such kind of scholarships. And then you have fellowships, which these ones go now for postdoctorate and people who have their doctorate degree already and they are looking forward to probably carry out research within Korea. Um, so I'll go to yeah. So within the full scholarship in Korea, right now, within the month of February, March, Korea is currently receiving applications for Korean government scholarships. Globally, all countries are eligible. It's one of the best scholarships in Korea. And the thing with this peculiar scholarship, I'll be showing you depending on how much time I'll have, is that you need to know how to go about applying for it. For example, the Global Korean Scholarship, there is no peculiar website where you will find Global Korean Scholarship. Just like, for example, the case for Germany where you have that, where you can find a website well structured. For this particular one, there is a peculiar website in Korea. Within Korea, it's called the Study in Korea website. I'll probably show you how to go about it. Within that website, informations are usually shared in English and in Korean. So when you find yourself in on the website, you find that it is in Korea. It is in Korean. And one thing which I want to specify about is that when you're looking for scholarships in Korea, you need to really be patient if you do not really have somebody who is going to direct you. So you need to really be patient. Take your time. You can translate some of the pages or translate some of the things from Korean to English or whatsoever language you're comfortable with. So this particular scholarship, all the information is shared there with different universities, how you can apply for it. Unlike the other countries whereby you can easily reach out to a professor and then you email them and write them a cold email and express your desire to study within Korea. for the case of Korea, if you're reaching out to a professor in most universities, a lot of them find like I don't want to use the word they don't know English because most of them are studying in the US, so they are really good at English, but they don't have time to read mails in English. So you sending out a cold email to a professor whom you've not been introduced to probably by another fellow could be pretty challenging, unlike the other cases whereby you can easily just get his name from maybe the school website and email him. But the case for Korea, you need to use all your contacts you have within Korea as much as possible. Reach out to your friend, just tell them, bro or sis, I am interested in studying Korea. How can we go about this? Some of them will just probably talk, they can just probably talk to they could probably talk just to their boss or maybe their professor. I have a friend who is interested in studying. I'll be like, okay, if you have a friend, let him send his email or so. And then that is how you can get hold of them. But if you keep sending mails, in some cases, some of them might end up not even reading. Or some could be a little bit, biased on receiving emails, especially from within back at the continent, back home, that's Africa. So it's very important you utilize your contacts which you have in Korea as much as possible. And I'll also show you how you can go ahead to reach out to the different professors. And then you have the Korean government scholarship. You have another scholarship called KOICA, which target mostly fellows who are already working back home, who are expected to, the what the yeah. So the intent for the other KOICA is that when you come study, you're expected to go back to your country. So this is what KOICA actually targets. So let's go to the interesting part of it. The interesting part, there are also full scholarships. You have full university scholarships in Korea. By full scholarships here by universities, there are universities that will probably please yeah. There are universities that will offer you full tuition and also offer you allowances for you to probably settle in within Korea. There are such kind of universities. You also have research institutes as well. There are some of them which do offer at such universities. So such scholarships. So let's get to the interesting part of it. Okay, now for you to search for scholarships within Korea, this is a website where or how you can go about it. So I'll try to share Google. Let's go to Google. I don't know, just hold on a minute. Yeah, I'll share my screen and go to Google. Okay, just a moment. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Google. All right, so the first one which I talked about was the Korean government scholarship. So the first thing is when you get to Google, you need to start study in Korea, right? This is the first website which you have to put in mind. Study in Korea run by the Korean government. So when you get to this particular website, you see that it's all in Korean, right? And there are some cases whereby you can translate the website into English. Above, if you look at the top screen here, you have Korean, English, and other languages which you're more comfortable with. So you can probably translate it into English. I presume most people on the platform are in English. So you go down to this website. After translating that, you see that there are lots of information here, which they usually share information about current scholarships which are ongoing in Korea, or even admission programs within Korea. So, for example, now I was talking about the Korean government scholarship. So each university gets to share about the scholarship opportunity within its own university. For example, here it's being shared by Korean University. Korean University puts up information here about the Korean government scholarship within its own campus, because the scholarship is it has two routes which you can follow. You have the university track and you have the embassy track. So Korean University here just shared information about how you can go about to apply for the Korean government scholarship. So when you follow that website or this website, you can go through it and you download all the necessary information which you have. There is so much information that you need to digest when applying for the Global Korean Scholarship. So I just downloaded that information. So in that information, it will tell you, it give you information about each university, each program, whether it's taught in English, whether it's taught in Korean. And based on my experience, I usually advise students do not go for programs which are taught in Korean, because when you go for programs taught in Korean, they will expect you to have a certain level of Korean, certain level of Korean knowledge, and you need to have taken the Korean exams. So if you know your Korean is not really good, I advise you not to go for these programs, but you can go for programs which are taught in English. And in that case, when applying for those programs, sometimes they'll expect you to provide a test of English as a foreign language, which is TOEFL or IELTS. But if you don't have this one, you can request from your home university, if you studied in English, for a document to show that you studied in English and you provide to the university. And then one thing too is that deadlines are very, very important in Korea. Yeah. Deadlines in Korea are usually, very important. Like if they tell you they expect your documents before Friday, even if your documents come on Saturday, you automatically lose the scholarship. Nobody looks at your file, even if you have a first class. So within all these scholarships, preparation time for you to put your documents together and, send them to Korea is usually very important. And right now, I'm currently with so many fellows out there. We're in Korea now. We are trying to help lots of, our brothers and sisters back home, advise them on how to apply for this scholarship, because mind you, this is one of the best scholarships globally. And you can easily have this scholarship just because you might just be the only person who applied from your country, not necessarily because you're first class. Also, in another case, you might still be a first class graduate, but because you send your documents late, you end up not even benefiting from this scholarship. So this is one of the scholarships within Korea, how you can go about, to apply for it. And I'll show you another website, how you can go about applying for scholarships within universities in Korea. Probably during the question and answer session, I'll probably be sharing more information about this scholarship, because there is so much information to digest, but I guess probably time will not really permit me to do that. One, okay, just give me, okay. This one you have another one. I don't know why my Gmail keeps opening. Okay. Another one here, the last one is HiBrain. It's called HiBrain. HiBrain, this is one of, you see, when you type HiBrain, it's going to give you, all the information is in Korean, right? So when you type HiBrain, you get to the first link, which is in Korean. Just the first link, you click on that. Yeah, the whole thing is in Korean. Yeah, it's called HiBrain. Everything is in Korean. So when you get there, just click to your left, second column, you click this, and you scroll right down to the last page. If you scroll down right to the last page, you're going to see Global HiBrain, and you click on that, it will take you to the platform in English. So with this particular website, you can have information about how you can get admissions within Korea. You can get information on how you can get admission scholarships for universities in Korea, and even postdoctorate positions in Korea, and even right up to professors, associate professor, all level that you want within Korea. This is probably how you can go about it. I think during the question and answer session, I can probably show or share more information on how you can go about this. But if you plan to study within Korea through scholarship, please check on High Brain. You can check on that every day. They have so much information to share and so much scholarships for anybody who is looking forward to apply. Thank you. I was on High Brain. Yeah, so sorry, just 1 minute. Yeah, I was on High Brain. So High Brain is one of the websites within Korea where I think you should put that in heart. And if you're looking for scholarships, be it government scholarship, university scholarships, applying for research positions or whatsoever, you should use this website because a lot of Korean professors, most of the time, if you're sending an email and they have not been notified about it, they might not end up even replying to you. But with High Brain, this is a website where they advertise if they need research students, if they need postdoctorate fellows, if they have scholarships, they will probably put it up on this website. So when you reach out to them, it will be very easy for you to get a position. Also, you can also email them and try your luck, but this is one of the websites which I think each person, anybody, even people within Korea, if you're looking forward to, joining any lab or looking forward to any position, this should be the website which you should, use every day, anytime, to get whatsoever you want within Korea. So I think I will end here and then wait for the question and answer session so that I can share more and